All right, I'm getting ready to light up my cigar. You're already like a quarter of the way in.
I started ahead of time.
You did.
A little pre-gaming.
Look at that. But here, I'm going to not only one of my favorites, but this I think might be one of two Fuente's top-selling SKUs, I believe. If I'm correct.
Hands down.
Double Chateau, and I'm smoking 858 Natural.
Yeah, I think so.
African Cameroon wrapper, which I don't think there's any other wrapper in the world like the African Cameroon, the Marifel family.
Authentic. Yeah, authentic Cameroon.
Different. But I mean, this is a great cigar. 6x47, I believe.
How many of those do you think you smoked in your lifetime?
These right here?
Yeah. 1,000?
I bet you were 5,000. If not more. No, really, because I bet you I
smoke a lot of.
To this day, I smoke at least 5 a week.
Yeah.
For I don't know how many years.
Damn.
But think about it.
Good price point, right?
$8, right? $8 a single. Box of 25, 180.
Yeah.
For 25 quality cigar. I love the box.
What do you call that? Cheap date.
This is a cheap date.
That's a cheap date.
And a good date.
Well,
good date.
Cheap doesn't mean it's going to be, unproductive. That's even productive.
But this is probably, I mean, they're making this same cigar, right? Same box, same band since they've ever started making, right?
With George Padron, he tried to change the brand when he started getting in there, and his dad said, leave the fuck alone.
Leave the box alone and leave the band.
Yep.
Just go sell cigars. But this is one of my, you can't beat it.
Well, you know what? I mean, we didn't do this on purpose, but I'm smoking the Ashton VSG, which is made by the Fuentes as well. Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. Illusion is one of the best sizes on the market. Really nice, little like a Corona Grande size, maybe a little bit bigger than a Corona. You're looking at $15.49 a stick, $329.99 for a box. You got a nice little discount there. Boxes of 24. This cigar has not changed since I started smoking 20 plus years ago.
Right.
Incredibly consistent cigar. Phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like in a cigar. You want it to be the same. I mean, you smoke thousands of those cigars, right? And they got to be the same.
Every time. Yeah, from time to time you're going to get one that's not going to be perfect burn or perfect draw. Not often, but it happens. It's 100% handmade product. So you got to, but you won't get many, if any, like that. I could count on one hand how many
manufacturers are able to do that, because it's
one hand how many
easy.
Cigars I got something's not right, it rolls a little tight, it's plugged, it's whatever on that. But this is a great cigar. Like if I recommend it, if somebody is asking me, a newer smoker, somebody doesn't smoke a lot, you can recommend it to them. A seasoned guy with a advanced palate, you want something a little bit different, you're going to enjoy it too, because it's mild, but it's very complex. Well,
that's what you get out of that Cameroon wrapper. If you get that authentic Cameroon wrapper, you're really getting dialed into flavors, for that, seasoned, experienced cigar smoker, where they're not always looking to get their ass kicked with strength, right? They want to taste the cigar.
Because I can't recommend. I smoke a lot of Butera also, but I can't recommend that to a seasoned guy that likes medium to full body,
right?
Because it's
just not enough.
There's not
enough to it, right?
But if you like something mild, it's great. So that takes us back. So I was thinking about this.
Before you go any further, I brought you a gift today.
Did you?
Yep.
What'd you bring?
I'm not telling you, it's a surprise.
Okay.
Before I go get it, what I need you to do is close your eyes.
Is it a stripper?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just guessing.
You like my kids. You're starting to guess before they get it. Well, I didn't wrap it, so I need you to close your eyes and put your both hands out like this.
Now?
Right now. Right now. It's a couple seconds. I'm going to get you a gift.
All right.
Now, I'll tell you when to open them. You got to guess what that is. It's not a stripper. You already used that one.
It's a big hammer.
It's not a hammer. I keep those away from you.
A golf club.
Not a golf club. All right, go ahead. Open your eyes.
A broom.
It's a broom. What do you use a broom for?
Oh, I know where this is going.
What?
That's a sweep the Yankee Philly.
That's a sweep, baby.
It was there, and they're still struggling.
Yeah, that was an ass kicking.
That was.
You know?
No doubt. That was. They They took it to them.
It was a good series. Phillies had an opportunity in 2 of the games.
2 out of 3.
And that just goes to show you how things change and how meaningful those games were.
They couldn't get a base hit game.
When they needed it.
Bases loaded. It was a game 2. Bases loaded in the 9th and the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
All they needed was a base hit. Game over.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? It was the bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 10th. Couldn't get a
I know
base
I'm
hit.
going to regret giving that to you because I'm
They're
sure they'll meet
struggling now.
again.
Good thing they had their 10-game lead. Now it's down to 5.
You got a 162-game season, right? There's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah,
Get them out of the way.
But they're not even up and down. Like they're hitting. They rebounded a little bit now with some of their hitting. To do on that, but it's still
Bryce Harper's struggling.
him, Turner. The only one that's not is Bohm.
Yeah, he's
the only guy that's been
He had a
solid.
big home run, I believe, in that series.
He did.
So
He did. But go back to some old brands that we've had years ago. So we always talk a lot about price in cigars. So I'm smoking an $8 cigar. You're at 15 and change, right?
Right.
So go back to some of these brands in the mid to late 90s. And I wrote them down if I don't remember, but you remember like Dunhill. Great cigar.
Yeah.
But in the mid to late 90s, that was a $15 stick.
Yeah.
In the mid 90s.
That's
was a
an
$15
expensive stick.
That was a $15 stick in the late 90s,
Yeah.
right? We had, some of them, and if you look back now, they were gimmicky. Fighting Cock.
Yeah.
I think that retailed 10 to 12, depending on the size.
Made in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, I think so. And that company made another one that wasn't so
I'm
good.
trying to think of the name.
The Fighting Cock. But, you think about it. And then I remember, but they used to sell because you couldn't get Fuente, you couldn't get Padron, you couldn't get Perdomo,
Yeah.
Romeo, Monty. And I think afterwards, when they loosened up and going into the early 2000s, I smoked one, and I'm thinking, cigar's actually horrible. But it used to sell at $12.
You didn't have options, right?
Didn't have
Like
options.
you took whatever you could get,
Yeah.
and people were buying whatever
Yeah.
was available.
So what do we have on there? Santa Damian, and that was a pretty damn
That
good
was a nice cigar.
made by Altadis.
Nice cigar. I remember when they discontinued it, they actually shifted production, not production, but they shifted, distribution of it to Europe.
Yeah.
We were actually doing a tour at their new facility in in La Romana.
La Romana.
And I'm seeing all these boxes, Santa Damian. I said, I thought you guys discontinued that.
Yeah.
So, well, now we moved it to the European market.
Yep.
So
you had that. You had Primo Del Rey. And they still make that once in a while, no? That was by Altadis. But you used to see that. That used to be
I think the only thing that they may make now is like a Cazadore, if they still. But they had a Toro Maduro, Robusto
But that
Maduro.
used to be one of our better selling cigars.
Yeah.
That and Tiamo.
Yep.
Tiamo's still back. How about we could go? And I think they're still around if you can find them. Lars Teton.
I have people bring that name up so often. And it's not like they're looking for the cigars. I think it was like the whole persona and the gimmick that went around with it. Yeah.
Then you had Big Butt.
Yeah.
And they used to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
That Royal Jamaica,
and
that
Royal
was
Jamaica.
they had a Rosado, nice reddish wrapper on that thing.
And they were actually made in Jamaica at the time.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they made them.
You know what's funny about these cigars? I could tell you where I smoked those cigars, the old timers. So that Royal Jamaica, you handed me one at the very first Capriati's when we were doing a demolition.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How about
because
that?
I think Timmy came over to see us, Tim from Altadis,
Probably.
Tim Person came over to
Yep.
see us and handed those cigars to us. And we were doing it, and the reason I remember the demolition is because what's demo without you bringing out a flamethrower?
They got it done, right?
Yeah, it sure did. But we didn't want to demolish all of it, just some of it.
You know what I use going on the flamethrower? You know what I use it for now?
What?
And it works great. Try
Cutting your
it.
grass?
Weeds. Get rid of weeds. Just bring out the flamethrower. Screw this bullshit picking weeds and spraying weeds and burn the shit out of them. Gone. Just watch your house, though. Don't get too close to the house.
Well, yeah. I'd rather the weeds than the house be gone.
But you could do them.
Bahia and Carbonell.
Carbonell.
Yeah, another old time, brands that
know what
I
I
don't know how
remember?
good the cigars are like compared to today's,
What
but
we're used to now, because back then that was the benchmark.
yeah.
You didn't have nothing else, but probably not. And the thing I remember about Carbonell, I believe they were not made, but the distribution and the owner was out of Ohio somewhere.
Okay.
I remember we'd go to the trade show because they just had the one brand. It was like a sweet tin,
Right.
with a bunch of sizes. So if
Yeah.
you go there the last day of the trade show, he would just give you them all because he didn't want to carry them home.
Yeah.
We'd come back, it's like all these cigars.
These are for you.
But they were a pretty good selling cigar.
Well, you remember the old time trade shows, people would bring like additional suitcases to bring products home, you know, and just bring whatever they could home. Us, on the other hand, take like a backpack for a 7-day trip.
That's all you need.
Light as could be.
That's all you need with that. But they were some of the old ones. I don't know. There's probably a lot more out there.
Oh yeah.
That
Brings back some good memories, and you know, to put things into perspective, right? Like smoking a $15 cigar today is an everyday cigar.
I bet you all these cigars, except for the Primo Del Rey and the Big Butt, were 10 plus in the 90s.
I bet you Primo Del Rey under $4, a stick. And I can even tell you, when you talk about these brands, I could tell you who smoked them and who bought them. Yeah. Like when you get to know like your customers, and yeah, for sure. Like anytime I think of Primo Del Rey, I think of one of our longtime customer who has since passed away, was David Grant. Remember?
Oh yeah,
remember David Grant? He used to
come to all the dinners,
all the cigar dinners at Capriotti's. Yeah,
and he used to hang out in Cold Creek.
And when they, you know, you see people get upset when they do away with cigars that they. I mean, he was a box customer, box after box after box. Although he made a nice pivot and he went to Double Chateau Maduro.
Oh yeah, he upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
But anyway, that's our little talk on cigars no longer with us. And but I wish they'd come back once in a while. I'd smoke some of them again. I used to like the Dunhills.
I'd like to see what they could do with their blends with the better quality tobaccos that they're dealing with these days.
They have now.
Yeah, because I think it's head and shoulders above. Yeah. But anyway, that's what we got for you guys today. Until next time, make sure you keep your average up.